And as they say, the rest is history. So fast forward 50 years from that famous commercial, and the tagline applied to my next guest, who told everyone to stay out of stocks and just stay on the sidelines. I want to bring in now Key Advisor Group CEO Eddie Ghabour. Now, Eddie, that commercial ran from 1971 to 1986, so you're probably too young to remember it. But I'm waiting for the moment, like you're like, that you tell us you like it, like you're ready to go like little Mikey. Has that day arrived yet?
It has not yet, Charles. Cash is still our largest position for our clients by a long shot. I do think the buying for us or turning bullish will be this year. We just haven't seen the other shoes to drop that we think will happen anytime you're in this downward spiral from a rate of change perspective. The biggest thing that has us concerned in regards to looking forward here over the next few months is the cost of capital. There's a lot of corporate debt that has to get refinanced, and we want to get through that first to see who makes it through that. And the other thing, too, is the Fed is in a different spot than they have been during the 08-09 crisis, the tech bubble burst, where they're not going to cut rates. And, a pivot to me will be them just pausing on rates, not actually cutting rates. So I don't see a bottom when you're at VIX in the low 20s and the Fed is still doing something we've never seen in history before from a speed perspective.
Now, I know you sold gold last year, but from what I understand, you like it here right now. I did find something that you like?
Yeah, so look, precious metals, and frankly, if there's a mistake that I think we made last year, being critical of myself, is getting out of gold. We got a little impatient, but mainly we wanted more cash. I think now the environment where we believe we are in the recession camp. We are not in a soft landing camp. I think you're going to see when rates continue to roll over on the long end that precious metals do well. So I wish I still had it in the portfolio right now. We probably will look for our spots to add to there. We would also add to healthcare and staples on any material sell-off in those spaces, as well as long-term treasury. So still the defensive side, but heavy cash, because I think there's a lot of money to be made if you're patient. And I know it's hard. Cash burns a hole in people's pocket.
When is there going to be a time, or do you have to wait? You just sort of talked about this pause, which I think people will applaud, because if the Fed actually articulates it, right? I mean, if Powell goes out there and says, okay, we're going to pause after pledging not to pause because he wants to be Paul Volcker 2.0, that would probably serve the same purpose, at least from a short-term basis, as an official pivot, wouldn't it?
It certainly would, Charles, no doubt. Tomorrow when he speaks, if he gives any indication of a pause, I think you'll see a huge rally in the markets, and we would probably have to put some cash to work. The problem with that, and why they're in such a tough spot, is if they do pause, you're going to see asset prices rip. And it's this tough spot where they're trying to keep inflation down. And that pause or pivot talk is counterintuitive to what they're trying to accomplish.
I got 30 seconds to go. This week, earnings season kicks off. 28% of banks are posting their numbers. What are you expecting?
I don't think Friday is going to be a good day from the banks. Jamie Dimon is someone I'm going to pay close attention to because he doesn't BS anyone. I think he's going to tell us exactly how it is. And I think the underlying message is going to be that the economy is slowing and the consumer has blown through their excess savings. And we're going to be in a tough spot for them here over the next several months. Yeah, and JP Morgan actually saying they crossed under $1 trillion, from $4 trillion to less than $1 trillion, spending money real fast. Eddie, you saved folks a lot of cash last year. Can't wait for you to say like Life cereal. He likes it. He likes it. You got to let us know first, all right? Happy New Year, my man. Thank you, Charles.